every single time I have an amazing experience with the person who answers the phone, it increases the likelihood that I'm going to buy from them tenfold. If I call and someone just says, hello, sure, but and that's the experience. This is what you want to avoid. We want to make sure that that person, that gateway into your reality and your world, is speaking the same language as the thing that attracted that person to call in the first place.
Welcome to the Super Clinic Project Podcast, Coach's Corner Edition. Ready to boost your practice by 10,000 in just 10 minutes? Join your coaches, Jennifer and Tracey, for fast improvement strategies that drive real results. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Super Clinic Project Podcast, where we take regular clinic owners and we turn them into super clinic owners. Today, you're with us on Coach's Corner, and you're with Tracey, Sundkvist, and then me, Jennifer Gligoric, and we're here to give you $10,000 within 10 minutes. And today's topic is the front desk. They're your biggest money maker or your biggest money loss, and we're here to tell you how to turn them into money makers. Tracey, start us off.
I have had experiences where I'll see an amazing ad that really speaks to my soul, but I'm not that comfortable reaching out on Facebook. I have to admit, I'm old school like that. I don't want to sign up and have my information. I don't want my digits out there. So what I'll do is I'll actually go and Google the company and then I'll call them. And I swear, every single time I have an amazing experience with the person who answers the phone, it increases the likelihood that I'm going to buy from them tenfold. If I call and someone just says, hello, sure, but and that's the experience. This is what you want to avoid. We want to make sure that that person, that gateway into your reality and your world, is speaking the same language as the thing that attracted that person to call in the first place. And that's really what we're going to focus on today, is how to make sure that you aren't losing opportunities because the person at the front isn't singing the right hymn.
Yes, I can tell you that this is one of my most hot button topics that I can go off on. So I'm going to have to corral myself this whole 10 minutes because I did crisis intervention for 25 years. I would sit at the front desk and then I'd sit with the docs and I'd go and do outside marketing. But sitting at the front desk, I can't tell you how many of them were losing money for the docs in the clinic. And they weren't doing it on purpose. They were the sweetest people. They were kind and they gave so much great customer service, in many times, but they just weren't in the right mindset. And the mindset is not customer service for front desk. If you have a customer service mindset and you are hiring for customer service for front desk, that is wrong. I'm just going to tell you that is wrong. They are professional schedulers. The number one job of a front desk is not to do filing. It's part of their job. Filing is part of their job. Organization is part of their job. Office flow is part of their job. There's a lot of things that front desks do, right? Faxing, getting out referrals to other doctors.
You said faxing, Jennifer. You just said faxing.
Email, faxing, email. Well, doctors' offices still fax today. They still will fax today. But yeah, they have other jobs. But the number one job is to be a professional scheduler, to get butts in seats. You can't help anyone unless you get their butt in their seat. And so call control is so important. A great script isn't, doctor's office, how may I help you? This is Jane. Absolutely not. There's no control in that. That person will say, yeah, or hi, yes, how can I help you? And then you're putting the full burden on the potential lead to tell you who they are, to go on their long story, cry, whatever they do, right? And so how you can change that instantly is by saying, doctor's office, this is Jennifer, who am I speaking with? Or who's calling? Oh, this is Betsy. Hi, Betsy. Are you a current patient or are you calling to set up a new patient appointment? A new patient appointment. Okay, great. Where did you hear about us? Automatically I'm in control. I'm asking the questions. And then wonderful. Let's go ahead and get you in. Let's get you seen. Oh, they start asking a bunch of questions because patients ask a bunch of questions. They have tons of questions. There's all these walls and stuff like that. then the answer is that is a great question for the doctor, and he'll be happy to answer that when we get you in. Again, is Tuesday or Wednesday great for you to be able to come in? Whereabouts are you coming from? My goal, my focus, my whole, when that phone answers and I'm done emailing, because I guess we don't fax. We still fax though. There's still fax. But
Okay,
whenever
okay.
all the other stuff is going on, the show is on. The show is on. I'm in control, right? And I've got to give it. And if that is not the mindset of the front desk, and they do not know how to properly pull information up on the EHR, the entire first week they're there should be how quickly can you answer and get information in front of them. That means how quickly when they're on the phone can you pull up the schedule and start trying to get them scheduled in. The last thing you want is, well, hold on, let me see. And then there's tons of silence. So Tracey and I both, we work one-on-one with clinic owners, and we also take clinic owners through a really incredible 2 to 10x their business in 4-month program, right? And in that program, we will record all the calls. We set it up automatically to where the patient calls your phone number, but it's being automatically recorded to a HIPAA compliant cloud. And we are able to listen. And I can't tell you how many people, are they following the script? Yes. I listen to the call. No. No. Or there's such long pauses. You really want that front desk the show is on. And when a patient comes in, the show is on too. And sometimes both things are happening at once. And you need to make sure that in your patient journey, you also say when chaos hits, this is where I want you to focus your time, because it happens. The phone's ringing and somebody's walking in. What are you going to do with that? Right? What are you going to do? You want to be able to acknowledge the person that's coming in quickly and then be able to get the other person in. And so you want to be able to let them know this is exactly how you're supposed to follow it. And if you don't have enough time, this is how I want it to be done. And some offices are a little bit different, but you always want to, of course, physically acknowledge the person that's walked in, not just be on the phone with your head down. Nothing is more awkward as when you walk into an office and they're just sitting there with their head down, doing like this, not even acknowledging you. That just makes you feel like very, very tiny and small.
Tracey? Yeah, Jennifer, I mean, we've both seen clients who have very, very, very healthy ad budgets. And the worst thing is when you jump on the call and they say, well, it's not working. And you say, well, okay, let's just have a look at what the data is saying. And you go and you have a look at what is coming in and what are they getting booked and what are they getting showed. And 80% of the time, it's because of that exact thing. It's the fact that there is no process to take this person through to get them on the calendar and get them excited about it. Right? Because if they're not excited about it and it's more than a day in advance, they're not going to show. You're going to have a lot more no-shows. So if you want people to show up, if you want to create interest in the market and then get them to actually pitch up, you have got to focus on that front desk. In fact, one thing that I would do, no matter where you are, whether you're running ads or whether you're not running ads, if you were to do a very quick analysis of how effective your front desk is, just start tracking those incoming calls. Right? If you're able to listen to them, that would be fantastic to go and listen to a couple and see what kind of experience is that person on the other end of the line having. But if you can't listen to it, you're gonna lose out on a bit of the objectivity, because very often what the information we get is, but we're great. We're so great. And then you go and listen to the call and you're like, no, you're not. So objectively being able to measure is a big deal. But the other thing is how many calls are actually coming in, and what percentage of those calls, especially first-time callers, what percentage of your first-time people calling into your practice are actually setting and showing for an appointment? Because you need to make sure that those numbers are healthy. And that's a very quick and dirty way to tell you something is going on with your front desk, because the information is not converting into people showing up.
Right. And there's two different things. It could be there's something in the ads, right? We're not following up correctly in the ads. And depending on if you have someone running your ads, or you have a call center churning those ads, or it's all up to you, depends on what portion of the front desk you need to do. Follow-ups should be someone at the front desk. And follow-ups are not happening in most clinics. And I'm not just talking about follow-ups with people called, I'm talking about follow-ups with leads. So a lot of times people will run ads, but they have no process to follow up on interested people. They're calling them back maybe next week, or they forget to call them back, or they'll do it one time, not reach the person, and then never attempt again. They don't set up any system for even an automated text. Hey, you had called to set up an appointment. Please call during these hours and talk to Natalie, at this number. We see it was like 3 a.m. We're open these hours. Can you call back and talk to Natalie? If you have a question, let us know, but really it's best if you call here. That way Natalie can say, that's a great question. We help a lot of people like that. Dr. So-and-so is going to love getting with you, and then setting them on a call. When you're a professional scheduler, you think about these things. You think about, well, how am I following up on the leads? Right? Not everybody is going to call from an ad and say, I'm ready to make my appointment right now. Some of them are going to churn and just be stuck. And then they're going to go, you know what? They never called me back. I submitted something and I never heard back. And maybe you did, but you didn't follow up enough. Sometimes you have to follow up 8, 9, 10 times. So you have to get those systems automated. Anything you want to add before we go, Tracey?
This is a really good thing to incentivize. So if this is a problem and it's a problem that you want to solve, sometimes positioning an incentive to hit certain metrics or certain goals, certain targets, is a very easy way to turn this around and to get people excited about being on the phones.
Exactly. And guys, this has been the end of Coach's Corner. We hope you've gotten $10,000 worth of value in 10 minutes. If you're stuck on ways to get your front desk more energized, to become professional schedulers, and you'd just like to spitball some ideas or even spitball some incentive ideas, don't forget you can reach out to Tracey and I. You can get a free 15-minute session, and we'll help you as much as we can. Just go to superclinicproject.com. Click on our pictures. They're right there, and either Tracey or I, and then you can set something up. Be sure to like, follow, share, and give us a 5-star review. That is how we're able to help you and help others, so we can live our best lives by helping people. We want you to help as many people as you can, and we hope you do it, and we hope you have a super clinic week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Super Clinic Project podcast, Coach's Corner edition. If you would like to work with Jennifer or Tracey to 2 or 10x your business, then go to superclinicproject.com and click on either Jennifer or Tracey's photograph to book a complimentary session. Your greatest breakthrough is just a session away.